the impression like this was just a casual thing between you and her. Did she tell you anything about like Mendeecees and why she would, I don't know, kick off things with you?
I don't think it was ever a topic of discussion. No, for some strange reason, we never really spoke on them. We're driving to, I think it was going to one of her business meeting that I was following her to. And obviously, Mendeecees called her, obviously through the phone, but it was connected to her car. He was having a full-blown conversation with her. I was sitting in the car, and I'm not gonna lie, that for me was a bit, I won't say it was a bit uncomfortable, because America's not my country. I'm from the UK. I'm like, is this safe? Does this make sense? What if this
belongs flowering flower?
You know what I'm saying? So
Yandy out here acting like she hasn't been in the headlines for months. Girl, say something already! Let's rewind this mess for a second. So first off, her ex-best friend came out swinging, exposing her hard. We're talking allegations of drugging this woman and then running off to cheat in London. Wild stuff. But wait, the guy turns around and tries to pin the whole thing back on her. Like, really? And then, as if that wasn't enough, folks are saying Mendeecees was spotted at a club, telling anybody with ears that he and Yandy were done. Yep, just out there talking no filter. And wasn't that all caught on camera? I'm just saying. Then, the other man in this triangle. Yeah, he's finally speaking up. And right when he tried to bail on an interview, Tasha K hit him with that classic, "Oh hell nah," and dropped the receipts. Audio and all. So now this guy's on Instagram, suddenly getting all introspective like, aside from Yandy and myself, I've stayed quiet while the internet did what it does. Then he had the nerve to say, "You ran to the blogs, man. Nobody even knew who you were." Sir, if you're trying to be discreet, maybe don't post a whole essay. Oh, and let's not forget the part where he admits that whatever happened with Yandy wasn't just a one-time thing. It developed over time. But again, why say that if you're trying to be respectful? For what exactly? And then, classic deflection. He says, "I'm not here to fight or point fingers." Meanwhile, Yandy's been taking heat this entire time. Everybody's been dragging her name through the mud. Listen, you can't make this up, folks. He wraps it up with, "I take accountability for my part, and I'll be handling things privately from here on." Sure you will, but not before you dropped your side of the tea all over social media. Meanwhile, Tasha K. Oh, she spent every last drop of that tea. No leftovers. At this point, I guess we should all just move on in peace. With respect.
Like this was just a casual thing between you and her. Did she tell you anything about like Mendeecees and why she would, I don't know, kick off things with you?
I don't think it was ever a topic of discussion. No, for some strange reason, we never really spoke on them. We're driving to, I think it was going to one of her business meeting that I was following her to. And obviously, Mendeecees called her, obviously through the phone, but it was connected to her car. He was having a full-blown conversation with her. I was sitting in the car, and I'm not gonna lie, that for me was a bit, I won't say it was a bit uncomfortable, because America's not my country. I'm from the UK. I'm like, is this safe? Does this make sense? What if this
belongs flowering flower?
You know what I'm saying? So, and the thing is, I know that too, but not that means anything to me. I'm here, I'm not, just use your imagination.
I know about the UK, I know how you're right now.
Obviously, I'm not in that, that's not my country, so the same sort of accessibility I would have down there, I wouldn't have over there. So obviously for me, it's definitely very unsafe anyway. But anyway, they were speaking anyway, and obviously when they came off the phone, I kind of looked at her like, is this normal? I felt like, is this an American thing? Because that was like, I won't say it was a bit wild, but it was a bit hard for me. It was like, I'm sitting in a car, he has no clue I'm in the car, and you and him are just conversing as if it's a normal day.
No, listen, I'll be the first to admit, the man is easy on the eyes. Good job, Yandy. You definitely picked a looker. But here's the thing, folks. We've only seen one photo of them together. Just one. And this wasn't some weekend fling. They were reportedly seeing each other for quite a while. Call me nosy, but I need a little more than that to go on. And with her living in the States and him over in London, let's be real. This wasn't just casual phone calls and texting. You know what I mean? Where's the evidence? Something to actually connect the dots here. I mean, give us something. A photo, a text thread, a blurry screenshot from FaceTime. Anything. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the guy's lying, but I'm also not ready to just take his word for it either. Something about this whole situation feels a little off. almost scripted. Could this all be part of a bigger story? Maybe a way to steer attention from the other situation? You know, when Mendeecees got caught allegedly cheating. Because when this all came out, even Tasha K said the timing was a little too perfect. Let's not forget, Tasha said she was already sending voice notes to his girlfriend. And now suddenly he wants us to believe his own bad behavior was just a reaction. Like, well, she did it first, so I did it too. Really? Chima now. What do y'all make of this? I'm honestly still trying to figure it out. Because right now, it's just messy on all sides. Anyway, let's keep it moving. There's more drama to unpack in the next video. And trust me, you don't want to miss it.
Years ago, I can't remember, but I remember we was in Ghana. That's when I first had ever met her. And obviously, the way I am, I knew who she was, by the way, because I watched Love and Hip Hop and stuff like that. So I knew of her, perfect. So obviously, I'd seen her after a club that me and my mates had come from. I saw her on the beach. I finished this with a few of the Love and Hip Hop class, but she was with a few of them. I just approached her, to be honest, just like that. But obviously, when I approached her, she was a bit shocked because I spoke to her and I called her name as if I knew her. So she was looking at me a bit confused, like, do I know her? And then we just got into conversation. But obviously, there were people that were with her. So I was being very discreet in regards to how I was moving. I wasn't moving so obvious. I think that made her quite chilled. And then, yeah, we just exchanged Instagram details. What I DM'd her, actually, to be fair. She responded. And then Bob's your uncle from there. They just kicked us just like that. Before I knew it, we were talking every single day pretty much. She's obviously come to London to come and see me. I've obviously gone there. I went to go see her in Atlanta actually. And then obviously seen her in Ghana on 2 occasions.
Did you see her on this past occasion she was there?
No. But the past occasion that she was there, she messaged me. She messaged me to ask me biases whether I wasn't there this time around this year. So just basically tell it about her African. She got some African
citizenship. Yeah.
I don't even know, citizenship or something like that. She'll just explain that to me and stuff like that. To be fair, I mean, with myself and Yandy, how we, I would say, grew up in that aspect was a decision for myself. Because for me, she's a whole, to my knowledge, she's got the whole family, to my knowledge. Obviously, I've spoken to her and she's told me that she's not obviously officially married. Obviously, to my knowledge, she's got a family and whatnot. So it wasn't, to me personally, ever gonna, in my mind, take serious, ever. It was more, I guess for myself, if I'll be honest with you, it was more the fact that I had known of who she was. We kicked off, we got on quite well, and then, yeah, things just somewhat escalated.
Did you guys use protection?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now that I've actually listened to it, I've got to admit, maybe this whole thing is real after all. And let me tell you, I'm clutching my pearls over here. Y'all, just when I thought it couldn't get messier, someone else jumps in claiming that Yandy and Mendeecees were never legally married to begin with. And get this, the man she's supposedly been involved with, he used to be a fan of hers. Yep, he watched her on TV as a kid, and now here we are. According to this source, this guy had bad intentions from the start. Like, not just a fan, someone with a dangerous agenda. And Yandy, honey, you let your guard down. You got swept up in the attention and, well, this is what we get. This whole situation is just a mess. And you know that old saying, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Yeah, Yandy knows that one well. Or at least she should by now. Because while all this is happening, word on the street is that Mendeecees hasn't exactly been behaving himself either. Folks are saying he's been acting out, reckless, erratic, just all over the place. Honestly, I'm this close to picking up the phone and calling his mother myself. Because if neither Yandy nor Mendeecees is going to come forward and clear the air, I've got a strong feeling Mama might be the one to spill the truth on Instagram before anyone else does. Let's not forget, she's never really been Yandy's biggest fan. The very first time tea started spilling, it was her who dropped it. She was at the wedding, people. Yes, the wedding, the same one that supposedly didn't happen. I saw her there. So if anyone's gonna tell it like it is, it's probably her. Anyway, if you've made it this far, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. You know there's more coming.